welcome to the Dirt Shed Show. This week with me, Martyn, Ashton, and look at this, it's the Don.
Hello, Neil Donoghue here. This week I'm actually in the shed, excited to be here to do the show live.
Great, yeah, we've got a great show lined up today, Neil. We've got some awesome stuff sent in by you guys. There is some amazing bikes in the bike vault, so get ready for that. We've also got great EWS roundup again, and I tell you what, Neil, we're talking about, does mountain biking make you a superhuman?
Superhuman?
Superhuman. I mean, are you actually a superhuman? And I think maybe there's a good argument that it does.
Oh.
Yeah, you ready for this? You ready for this?
Right. I want to hear it.
Let me take you through it, right? Okay, so I listened to a podcast by this guy called Andrew Huberman. He's a super cool dude. You might have seen him on like Joe Rogan, things like that. But he's got his own podcast. And he basically is a neuroscientist and he looks into how the brain works, right? Now, Toff, our sickest thing of the week top dude, right, pointed me to Andrew Huberman over on a skate channel where he was talking about, because he used to be a skater, as it goes, but he also works with people like Navy SEALs and people in very extreme scenarios and tests how their brains work. And he was talking to this skateboarder about basically how skateboarding and action sports in general, things like mountain biking, basically take your brain through a process that takes it to another level.
Whoa.
Another level, man. I didn't even know.
It's good news.
It's really good news, right? And I'm going to test this theory out in a minute with you, Neil, because I think you might be a super genius. Okay, so, but let me just explain first, okay? So when we're practicing over and over again on our mountain bikes, we're trying something, maybe it's something like a simple skill like a bunny hop, or maybe it's a particular line that you hit lots of times because you want to get it right, okay? You're messing then with your brain plasticity, okay? You're taking it through a process where it's having to change what it thought and accept this new scenario because you're challenging it, okay? It's starting to take you into that process of muscle memory and things like that. I'll come back to muscle memory in a moment, okay? So what's happening, okay, when we're riding these things, we're getting our brain plasticity to change, okay, which is incredible in itself, right? And I guess we all know that experience, what that feels like, because it feels like, I don't know how this works, and then it clicks. And you're like, there it is. And you start using that. Not only that, Neil, not only is the brain plasticity happening, okay, but also we're in this particular zone when we're riding, okay, where we can't think about the dangers very far ahead. So there could be an incredibly dangerous drop on this particular trail we're riding, in my imagined story, that's incredibly dangerous. We know it's there and it could possibly knock our blocks off. Right? Yeah. But we can't even think about that because there's so many things that are very important and crucial to focus on moment by moment as we ride down the trail. So we bring our thought process into the now, in the zone, if you like. And we teach our brain to work in this moment by moment situation where it's basically blocking out fear that's ahead of us. Isn't that incredible? That's a skill, isn't it? To block away fear.
Yeah, it's weird because I've definitely done a downhill race where loads of them, where you know there's a gnarly thing at the end, and actually it's kind of in the back of your mind the whole time you're riding. Yeah. Or even though you're focusing on the thing that's in front of you. And I've often thought actually about downhill racing, particularly, is you analyse so many things. I think it helps you with like parking a car or driving, like you're looking at things really analytically and doing all these things all the time. I'm pretty sure, it just turns your brain into more of a supercomputer.
Yeah, it does.
All the time.
I mean, that example you just said about like knowing there's something down the trail that you know it's there, but your ability to block it out, even though you're racing as fast as you can towards it, you can block it out and concentrate on the very here and now. That is amazing, and I can prove it with a simple quiz in a moment, because it will mean Neil will know the answers to this because he's a super genius and he's basically got there from mountain biking. But first off, I want to talk about muscle memory just quickly. Did you know, muscle memory, have you ever heard of it, Neil?
Of course, yes.
Do you know what it is?
It's just like the sort of perceived, like if you've done it 100 times, you know how to do it, and it's just easy, you don't think about it, you do it.
Yeah, but did you know there's no such thing as muscle memory?
Well, I guess muscles don't have memory.
Exactly. It's nothing to do with muscles. It's all to do with the connection between the muscle and your brain. So it's kind of like a really tricky title, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was just a little simple fact I learned on this podcast, which I thought was pretty cool.
Martyn, I think my problem with my supercomputer brain is if you smash it into the ground enough times. We've talked about plasticity as well. That doesn't go well with brains and rattling them in your head.
So yeah, I'm not saying we can keep the genius all the time, but yeah, you might have had more genius. Let's find out, okay? So I've got some super quiz questions for you, Neil. First one is, why is there such a small amount of dark energy in the universe, despite the fact that basically
dark energy. Why is there such a small amount of it? Because quantum physics would suggest there's lots. Wow, is that like Darth Vader, Dark Side and all that? There's only so many Star Wars films you can make and they use some of that dark energy every time.
You could not sound less like a genius right now. There's actually the answer is no one knows, and the other answer to it is if there was any more, there'd be no such thing as a universe, because it's a repelling force and it would basically blow everything away.
I actually do know something about this. They can't even prove it exists.
Dark matter. Yeah, but if there was more of it, it would be a bad thing. Next question. You failed on that one, Neil. You failed on that one. This one is much more down to earth, literally. Yeah. Why are manhole covers round?
I know this. It's because it's the only one that can't go in. It can't fall in. Even if you tip it up on its edge, it can't go in the hole. So it can't fall down the manhole. Whereas if it's square, picked it up, turned it around and tilted it, fall down.
Man, I'm so glad you knew the answer to that, because I hadn't written it down and I didn't know. That sounds like the answer though. That does sound like the answer.
Yeah.
Mate, well there you go, you pulled it back, you are a super genius. Congratulations. Right, let's move on with the show, but first let's take a look at our competition we've got this week. What about this?
Boom, it's sat right here, Martyn. It's been there the whole time. Hopefully the viewers have noticed. We have got 3 of each of these Topeak things to give away. What we've got, the Tubey Master. So that's the thing that sort of straps you by, well enduro that is. So you've got all the tubeless plugs and a CO2 inflator. Tubey pod, that's you've got all the tools for plugging your holes. And then these sat in front of me, says prototype, not for sale on both of these.
Oh.
So we've got a Tubey Master Plus, that's that one, and a Tubey Master X, that one, basically. CO2 canisters and nice little tools again that straps your bike. So you can't have that one, because I'm just going to stick that one in my back pocket and take it with me. That's very, very good.
Nice.
We do have 3 of each of these to give away.
Excellent. So there's a simple question to answer. Just go into the link in the description down below and enter the comp, and you could be winning yourself some Topeak gear, which would be absolutely amazing for you. I see what, I've got some great Topeak tools. I might just show you guys, just quickly. Actually, I carry it with me everywhere. He says, as he rattles around in the back of his wheelchair, the best thing that I get in terms of this little tool set. Have you got this, Neil?
Yes, I've got 3 of those.
One in my God, it's good.
That's my most used tool.
I literally take it with me everywhere I go. It's bloody brilliant.
Rocket ratchet.
Yes, it's very nice. Really nice to use. Okay, next up in the show, I want to draw your attention to a new product in the shop, Neil. Now, I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway, because if it doesn't work, it'll be fun. We have got these great new caps in the store. There's this trucker, and there's some really cool ones that the guys have been wearing out on EWS. Told you about them last week. But we've also just got this new beanie. But unfortunately, it's in green, Neil, right? So if I put it on my head, I think it might disappear. Let's try it out. So
why don't you just put it over your head, and then we'll do the show with you, and you haven't got a head.
No, I think we might do it like this. So it doesn't necessarily look like this, because now I might not have a head. Is that what's happened? What? I don't know. Let's see anyway. If not, take a look at this lovely photo of it. I quite enjoyed that. I might just leave it like that and see how that pans out. What about if I hold it in front of me? Would that work? No, of course it wouldn't. What an idiot. Why would that work? Anyway, if you can't see it, it looks like this. Very cool. Head over to the store. I tell you what, it's a lovely material and it feels gorgeous. So I'm going to be wearing it, just not on the green screen. That's a way to support us over in the store, so make sure you don't miss out. Neil, do you fancy some news?
Go on.
Come
What's
on,
been happening this week, Tom?
Come on, Tom, what you got?
What's up, everybody? What an action-packed week it's been in the mountain bike world. Let's get stuck straight in with the results from the weekend's racing, both downhill and cross-country in Liège, France. For the downhill, there was a fresh course in absolute classic style. High speed, plenty of slimy route sections with multiple line choices and grassy off-camber turns. Some big features too, which even the best in the world were struggling to make sense of in practice. The step down up top proving particularly difficult, giving us a lot of pre-race carnage, and taking out two of the women's favourites, Marine Caballero and Nina Hoffman. Race day came with wet conditions, meaning the track was entirely different from practice. So pretty much what everyone was planning to do went out of the window, and the goal changed to go fast, hold on, and survive. First off, a shout out to the juniors who saw two new faces atop of the podium, both Phoebe Gale and Jackson Goldstone. Tiny Seagrave took victory in the women's race, just about managing to hold off Miriam Nicole, who actually crashed towards the top, but managed to make back a lot of the time she lost, finishing just a quarter of a second back. World champ Camille Balanche, who actually picked up a Monster sponsorship this weekend, rounded out the podium in third. It was a series of personal bests on the men's podium, with Thibaut Depraya winning his first World Cup, which, with the way that he's been riding recently, was only a matter of time. Max Hartenstern came second, and Baptiste Piron third. Weather did play a small part here, as track conditions got worse and worse throughout the race. But to say that these times were untouchable just due to the rain is a bit of a disservice to the skill of the top guys who actually got down a war zone of a track, fast and clean. Notably, Reece Wilson was on an absolute tear until he almost died on the jump into the last field. Luckily he's all good, but hopefully he'll be leaving the no-handers to Sick Mick from here on out. In the XC, we saw more progressive course design with some sizable features favouring the more aggressive cross-country bikes and riders. We're starting to see boulder fields, decent-sized drops, and again there was plenty of mud, as the XC also took place during persistent rain. The women's race was once again dominated by Loana Lecomte, who has really come on fire this season, looking untouchable and winning most races in the same fashion, heading out front on her own and just staying there. After an early crash, Jenny Rissveds put in a killer performance to finish second, and Evie Richards came third, a minute and 10 back from Loana. The men's race saw Matthias Flukiger take another win, controlling the pace from the front from the get-go. Andre Sink persistently tried to overtake, but had to settle for second, and Jordan Saru secured third after several battles with Alan Haverley. After a decent amount of uncertainty, it's finally confirmed that Red Bull Rampage will be able to return to celebrate its 20-year anniversary. All eyes on the mountain bike world will be on the Utah Desert on October 15th for the biggest event in the freeride calendar once again. The competition format will remain the same, with 4 days building and a fixed 2-person build crew, but this competition will be 15 riders, 4 less than the 2019 event. British eyewear brand Viris have teamed up with GT Bikes to field a youth development combined downhill and enduro team. It's managed and founded by ex-World Cup mechanic Andy Ward and will be supporting 5 British kids between the ages of 12 and 17 who will be racing nationally on the Fury and the Force. There's some brilliant racing going on at the Tour de France this year. Now, hold up, I know, mountain bikes. I'm not going to bore you with road racing, but it's worth mentioning that there's something going on called the Alt Tour. Lachlan Morton is an ultra-endurance athlete who, in super competitive spirit, is taking on the original route of the 1903 Tour de France, all 5,500 kilometers and 65,000 vertical meters of it, in just 23 days. He's effectively racing the pro peloton, but doing it comfort-free, so no team bus, few showers, and a camping setup that he's carrying with him. What's best about this though is that he's raising money for World Bicycle Relief, so far bringing in over £180,000 in donations. So great work Lachlan, and keep it up. Right, that's all from me. Let's head over to Toff for the sickest thing of the week.
Cheers Tom, hey everybody. Right, so this week's sickest things from Giorgos Panagopoulos, is that his name? Let me wait there. It's Giorgos Panagopoulos, but I guess everyone calls him Giorgos Pan. I still have no idea if I said that right. Anyway, Giorgos' new edit is super sick. It's this new video part for the Rise. You can tell he's just been working super hard on this for a long time because there's some heavy clips in there. So much crazy tech stuff, some huge bangers as well. There's like this huge bar spin off a roof. There's so many good clips in there, like this massive double set 3, but also like some really crazy tech stuff. He does like bar spin into a stair set to a super sick switch bar. Another clip he does is he does like hot bar down one set to opposite bar the other set to then 180 bar spin the next set, and then a fakey 180 bar as well. So like crazy tech. I actually don't understand how anyone is that good at bar spins, but yeah, it's not just about a million bar spins, I said it. He also does some pretty steezy stuff. Like there's quite a sick, like a super cool, like one-handed X-up he does in a drainage ditch. And then of course, like the final, like the proper banger, it's a 15 stair whip drop. It's well worth checking this one out if you haven't seen it yet already. Right, that's my sickest thing this week. It's time to go back to the dirt shed.
Thank you, Toff. Excellent stuff. Neil, do you fancy a bit of hacks and bodges?
Come on, let's see it. They better be good this week.
Well, you know what, dude? Actually, I've sort of gone with ones that made me chuckle, that aren't like major genius, but they're sort of fun or kind of nostalgic. So I'm going to start with this first one from Hugh. I don't know why it's nostalgic. Maybe it reminds me of old motocross tracks, but look what he's done. He's made this amazing berm using like old used tyres.
Recycling, I suppose, because you can't use old tyres for much.
No, you can't, can you? So it's really great recycling. He's filled them up with earth, so they've got lots of weight to stay in position, and he's built a pretty strong structure. I quite like it. I mean, I don't know how eco that is. Maybe people in the comments below could let me know, is that a good idea? But I think it works, and it's good use of old tyres.
Yeah, and they're not going to rot away. You know, when you build jumps with old logs, kind of sometimes, not always, but sometimes they rot away and it'll just sink. Well, that definitely won't.
It's just struck me, could you build like a house out of old tyres like that?
Yeah, someone has done it, definitely, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? 'Cause it's like building blocks, isn't it, at the end of the day? Quite like that. Next one, I love this. It's so crap, it's brilliant.
Oh. I have no idea what it is. That's a rear shock with some sticks and some gaffer tape.
It's right. Okay, so they're basically what's happening is Zarko is basically trying to unscrew the shock can.
Oh man, you can buy a really cheap tool. It's like a rubber strap.
Yeah, he's basically come up with this like grim looking, and in the video you can see it working here. Basically, it gives the other person some grip, and you can unscrew your shock. It's gross, it's ugly, it's a bodge, but I like it.
It works. I guess if you take your shock first, you're not going to just scratch it round.
Yeah.
I guess that works. But those tools, I've got one. I use it for doing my oil filters on the car as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'd have gone. Do you know what I'd have gone? I'd have wrapped an inner tube around it. I reckon that'd have worked.
Probably.
This last one, well.
Oh, made a mallet. Yes.
Bradley, I can't even believe you sent this in, Bradley. I really can't. It's unbelievable. He's made a mallet. I mean, it's simplicity itself, but I don't know.
That was bar tape from a road bike, bar tape. Wow.
It's hilarious. It's so stupid. Have you got a hack or a bodge you can beat these people? If you have, send them in because we want to see your hacks and bodges. There was some super tech ones this week that were sort of 3D prints and things like that. But I love to see a little bit of video about how you've made something work or you've fixed something. So maybe send us in a little video showing us how it all worked like Zarko did. Neil, who do you think's our winner this week?
I actually think Zarko is, you know, you want to do the job, you haven't got the tool. Sometimes the shops are shut, you get the job done.
Get it done. Get it done. Nice one. Well done, Zarko. You are a winner and you'll be receiving a GMBN race top, which I tell you what, there are some sick ones. I just got a brand new yellow one. So cool. So yeah,
nice.
Good luck and good luck trying to win something next week. And Zarko, congrats.
Actually, right, Martyn,
yes.
Whilst we're on the hacks and bodges, I think we should send people over to Dave Weagle. He's the really famous suspension designer. He's actually designed loads of bikes over the years, like the Iron Horse Sunday. He does the linkage and all the stuff, the Ashton bikes. Check out his Instagram page. This is the ultimate hack, where he's building his own dune buggy. So it's unreal. Scroll through his stuff, have a look. That guy, He's a seriously talented engineer. Probably shouldn't be in Hacks and Bodges on the Dirt Shed Show, but check it out.
Well, mate, you've just put him there, but definitely worth looking at. That guy is a genius for sure. Right, okay, let's head over to Rick from EWS and see what's happening.
Hello everyone, welcome to the beautiful Aosta Valley. We're here for rounds 3 and 4 of this year's Enduro World Series from the Vittoria EWS La Tuile. Now, a fascinating set of championships shaping up already. In the pro women's field, Melanie Pujan is being hotly pursued by Morgane Schar and Isabeau Corderier. And in the pro men's, it's Jack Moyer from Richie Rude, under half a second at times at one of the first rounds of this year's championship between those guys. Jesse Melamed's in third and looking ominous. This place will suit him very steep. It will also suit Sam Hill perfectly. We're still waiting for him to really weigh in on this year's championship. Martyn Mays is back as well, so we have an absolutely fantastic set of races ahead this week. Join us on GMBN for all the action from Vittoria EWS La Tuile and on the Enduro World Series channel. And if you've not checked out the highlights from the first couple of races so far, they are online now, so maybe get yourself up to speed before we go racing all this week.
Caption contest. I've seen this picture of Dottie. I know the reason behind this picture, but who is that? That's Tom.
That's
doing
Tom.
His laces. I mean, that's the service you expect when you work for GMBN, I suppose.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, you start at your bottom and work your way up.
John, the blind milkman, has come in. So this is how Tom managed to get on to the Dirt Shed Show. Exactly.
Yeah,
it wasn't quite that.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Yeah, a bit of polishing. Zachary Salom says, now Doddy, we've been over this, cross the gear cables, round the switchbacks, make 2 neat berms, then shroud, and there we go. That's how you tie your laces.
Yeah,
that one's quite good. That was quite creative, that one. I like that one.
Adam Bates, when Doddy was asked how he tied his shoes before now, he simply replied, boom, cable ties.
That's what he would say. Go on, Neil, you pick a winner. I don't know. They're actually pretty good ones this week. They were pretty good.
I think you've got to go for Zachariah Salom, who's that second one. Is really good. They're all brilliant this week, though. Very well done.
Very well done. Right, here is your picture for this week's caption contest. There you go. Give us a caption for that and see if you can win on next week's Dirt Shed Show. Like Zachary did, he'll be receiving a GMBN mug. Right, let's take a look at what's coming up on the channel this week. Excellent stuff. Right, now it's time for the bike vault, and it is banging this week, Neil. Let me take you into the bike vault, looking at people's bikes, deciding whether they're nice or super nice. John's GT Zascar starts us off.
A GT Zascar was the bike of my dreams when I was a teenager, and to be honest, they still are. There's something very special about a Zascar.
There is, isn't there? There really is. It's such a simple tweak to the normal look of a frame. Yeah. But it's just an identity that they've just held for so long, and it is that bike. It just looks great.
Triple triangle. It's got a Fedlock bottle, Dartmoor flat pedals, upgraded Renthal bars. I mean, I think that's banger. I've got to go for super nice.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Right, next bike vault shot we've got is Adam's Santa Cruz Mega Tower. Nice.
I've seen a lot of Mega Towers around. I know EWS guys, Rick's got one, loves it.
Yeah.
what to say? After breaking, this is Adam, after breaking my old bike, I decided to go all out and build my dream bike, and there it is.
It's blooming nice. Blooming nice. It's probably super nice, isn't it? Got to be.
Yeah.
Next up, Rob Santa Cruz Bronson in Lake Tahoe.
Ooh.
Again, very nice. Yeah, that looks like a nice place to ride. It's nice. It's nice.
I mean, come on, it's got a tube, got a computer on top. I mean, I'm going to have to go too. Sure.
Wow, you've done it now. You've said it, you can't take it back. Super nice it is. Next up, Privateer in Mid Wales. Look at this.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Steve-O's bike. Good looking bike. It's got the RockShox Access fancy wireless drop posts.
Yeah.
Pump mounts the bottle cage mounts. Hope orange bits.
What are you giving
super cool. I mean, I think that's super nice as well.
I do as well. I do. It's a hit list this week. It really is. Next up, holy moly.
Oh, wow, look at that.
That is
I mean,
sick.
It's the wrong frame, but those power bars just remind me of Jason McCoy straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
3-inch rise,
Absolutely.
Azonic doubles? Maybe not doubles, actually.
Wow.
I used to have some.
Yeah, man, when those 3-inch rise bars come out, I was flipping out. I couldn't believe it. They're so cool.
RockShox Judy DH, X-Lite, can't remember the name of the saddle, grip shift. You know, that is proper retro. Smoke and dart, tyres.
Oh, man. That's a set of tan walls I can bear to look at. I think that's a super nice
DCD. We got all
it all.
the mid-90s British parts on this bike.
Got it all. And last up, we've got, whoa! Yes. Yes, I forgot this was in here. Look at this.
That reminds me of like Tinker Juarez.
Mate, yes, that is
Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, that is the Tinker Juarez look, that one. Very cool. It's Tom's Cannondale, and he says he made this from old parts in his garage. Blimey, I'd like some half an hour in your garage, Tom.
But mine, you've got to admit, that old head shock was terrible. Come on.
Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me?
It's terrible.
I thought you knew about bikes. And now you're telling me this? Mate, I rode a factory setting version of that shock on my trials bike. What are you talking about?
I remember. Yeah.
This is the best. Wow, I didn't think me and Neil were going to fall out today. That Cannondales are super nice, as are all of them. Right, as punishment, Neil, for being such a douchebag right there, how about you put yourself through some pain and gain here with Fail and Sends. Hold tight, my old not-so-friend. Excellent riding, excellent crashing. If you're going to crash, do it well, I say, Neil.
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's my mantra as well.
Have you got a favourite crash you've ever had?
Probably the one that was on Clay Porter's films, on everyone's film, at Schladming, where I cartwheel off the side of the bike. That was a good one.
Yeah, not a bad one. If you're going to get it on camera, do it big time. Right, thank you, Neil, for being in the show. Despite your head shock inaccuracies, you've been an absolute genius, as I think we've proved. I've got a challenge for you guys out there. If you are a genius, prove it in the comments down below with some amazing mountain biking knowledge. And we were wondering, Neil, weren't we? Have we got any actual, like, I don't know, doctors or anything?
Yeah.
People with actual qualifications. If you exist in mountain biking, let us know in the comments. It'd be good to hear from you. Yeah, but that's all from us this week on the Dirt Shed Show. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Plus, don't miss all the EWS action coming later in the week.
Whoa, exciting stuff.